hell of a, hell of a, she's so fine. Hell of a, blows my mind. Hell of a, lights my day.
Hey guys, I wanted to bring you an update regarding the Taylor Blackwell death. That was the 19-year-old who was found in the Wood Spring Suites in Sacramento, California. And there's an open investigation, and right now they're waiting on the autopsy report to come back. And there was an update posted yesterday, July 28, 2020. Today is the 29th. It's actually 10:16 p.m. So this video probably won't upload until Thursday, the 30th. But I still wanted to go ahead and do this because I had quite a bit of spare time today. Alright. It says, this is from the Sacramento Bee, by the way. The little subtitle says, "I just want the truth. Taylor Blackwell's mother demands justice." It's an article wrote by, it's very short, Ali Skoronsky, and of course dated July 28, 2020, 10:37 a.m. Taylor Blackwell's mother, Chiffon Buckner, attends a demonstration outside the Wood Spring Suites Hotel on July 27, 2020, where she died on February 28th. Today, that would have been yesterday, Tuesday, marks 5 months since her death, and the family still does not know what happened. And then there's a video, and I'm going to play this video.
I saw my daughter the first time the day of her wake, which was the day before her funeral, I saw her March 19th. Too much time had passed, and they had already prepared her body, so I didn't want to have to see her like that over and over again. I wanted to see her the way that she was, and they denied me of that. And so when I saw her in the casket, I wasn't prepared for what I was about to see because I hadn't seen her. And because they had told me that there was no blood on the scene, I was assuming that she had no bruises on her. But that wasn't the case. When I saw her, she had a gash in her face, between her eyes, on the bridge of her nose. Her lips were cracked up and busted up. Her arms were so bruised up that we had to cover them. We had to go buy a sweater and a shawl to cover her arms. And nobody told me that. I didn't find out from the police. I found out because an employee that works at this hotel copied my daughter's picture from the file because her name was on the room the day that my daughter died. An Asian male quit because he said that he felt like he could have done something to help save my daughter, and he didn't. Why was he not talked to? Why hasn't you found him and asked him what he knows? We can't build trust if there's no transparency, if you're not going to be completely honest with me. I understand that there's certain things about this investigation that you can't share. I get that. But anything else you can share with me, you should. I'm her mother. I have every right to know what's going on.
Your message is being heard in the Bay. I heard y'all. I'm here because of y'all and her mother.
The coroner and the detectives finally called me back, started calling me on the 2nd of July. And that was after I went viral, after we started protesting, after interviews that went out. And they basically asked me the same questions that Putman asked me. And I'm like, why are y'all not communicating with each other before he went on leave? Why didn't he leave that information with you? I'm not looking for there to be a lawsuit. If in fact there was negligence, or if anybody needs to be held accountable in any shape, form, or fashion regarding my daughter's death, they will be. But that's not my goal. That's not my mission. My mission is to find out what happened to my daughter. All I want to know is the truth. I have to fight for her. If the tables were turned and I was the one who was found dead in this room, my daughter would be out here right now, fighting for me. So I have to fight for her. And the police department didn't make her a priority. So we have to
bring awareness to what's going on. This is just crazy that it's been 5 months and we know absolutely nothing. From February 28th, the day it happened. I mean, I feel like it's important, not just for my sister, but for people to know, like, this is happening in our own city. It's 5 months later, and now you have a whole different investigator on the case, and we didn't know that until, a month ago? And the last time they called her prior to that was in April. We honestly just want to know what happened. And like my sister said, she just wants the truth, whether it's a homicide, whether it was accidental. I don't even take 99. I don't even drive past here. If I don't have to, I don't. I'll take I-5 and drive all the way down. I don't like to see the name of the hotel. I don't like to see the sign. It's painful. Honestly, it really is. It's painful.
So there was some new information in that video that we didn't know previous to this. That's the first time I've heard that the investigator had changed. Up until about a month ago, they thought one person was working the case, and then, excuse me, come to find out someone else is working the case. That's how out of the loop they are with the family of the deceased. Then she said that an Asian male, I believe is what she said, had quit his job there because he felt like he could have done more to save her. That's the first I've ever heard of that. So that's new information. She went into detail about having to buy the shawl to cover up the bruises. I knew that the articles that I had put on this page said, this channel, said that, they had to cover her arms because they were bruised. So that was a little bit more detail on that. And that they didn't reach out to her until July the 2nd. And she passed away February 28th. Man, that's a hard pill to swallow. And another thing that we learned was that the room was actually in her daughter's name. That's the first I'd heard of that. I kind of figured that's what had happened when they were talking about the hotel employee had the ID and had put it on social media. And now the way I understood that is the employee had the ID or whatever and wasn't scheduled to be at work that day or wasn't scheduled to come in until later. And so another employee had put it on social media. That's the way I think I got it. That could be wrong, but regardless, an employee, either the first or the second employee, put it on there. And she kind of also, in this video, she went into why she didn't view the body as quickly as maybe she should have. And then about this new detective taking over. She said something about the other detective being on leave, and basically when he called on July 2nd, he's just asking the same questions that the first one had asked. So why are you not, why didn't you get that information from the other detective? In other words, do you guys not communicate? Does the right hand not know what the left hand's doing? In other words, I knew that they had a protest scheduled for the hotel. And that's where that video was shot, is outside of the hotel. So, and then we got to see her mom's sister. That was the first time I had seen her, Miss Tomika. And I think there was one other thing that I learned. I had to rewatch it to make sure there was nothing else that I didn't miss. Regardless, she's obviously talking to someone at the hotel, or someone is, if they were able to find out about the Asian male who quit. And my question, of course, would be, when are they going to talk to him? It wouldn't be, why haven't they? It would be, when. But I think this case is moving in the right direction as far as them doing everything they can do. I mean, they don't have the ability to do much at all. They're still waiting on the coroner's report. And until that comes back, I mean, there's really nothing she can do. You can't walk in there and say, hey, I want a different coroner. That's not going to happen. You know, her hands are tied right now. It's just a matter of waiting to see what is on that coroner's report, the autopsy. And then she can go from there. There'll be several different ways she can go after that's done, depending on what's said in there. So, we're still just waiting on the autopsy report. And hopefully that will be back any day. I mean, I'm waiting just like they are. So I will keep you guys updated. But I do want to make sure everybody knows that this mother's done everything that she could possibly do to try to get justice for her daughter. I mean, she's got Trey Songz to tweet it out. That's a big, big accomplishment to get awareness on the case. That was half the battle right there. And, yeah, I mean, that's no small accomplishment. That's a huge, huge accomplishment. And that's how I'm even aware of it. So, we wouldn't be aware of it if it wasn't for that. So, thank goodness that he did that for them. But yeah, she's doing everything she can on her end. She's got activists helping her. They're protesting, making noise, and putting the pressure on the people that need to have the pressure applied to them. I personally have contacted the Sacramento County Coroner's Office, excuse me, probably more than 10 times, and left messages, and have received 0 phone calls back, even though their machine says that they will. So she's got people pulling for her. It's just a matter of waiting on this autopsy report to come back. So I just wanted to bring you guys this update, because I know some of you have been kind of interested in this case as well. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.